Hi everybody, I'm here with Pete Coulter, Regional Director for UK at GFT. GFT have come on board as a partner here at FinTech North, so I just want to start by thanking Pete, Dawn, Tim and the team at GFT for supporting us. Without their support, we'd be unable to do the work that we do, bringing together the Northern FinTech ecosystems and developing FinTech in the North as well. So just wanted to start by saying thanks. I'm also going to ask Pete a few questions, get to know GFT a little bit better and understand more about the work that Pete does. So firstly, I think let's contextualize this a little bit, Pete. I know that you guys have got a presence in Manchester now, which is fantastic. So just a question about Manchester specifically first. Why is Manchester an important place for GFT to be for FinTech?
Yeah, sure. And thanks for having me. So yeah, Manchester for us is really, really important. We've been in London since the early noughties. Now, I think it was about 2001, as a lot of companies do, opening up in the capital. But we want to and need to grow across the UK and into the UK regions to help our clients who are doing exactly the same. And Manchester is very much the place to be. After London, I think, and you could easily make an argument that actually it should be the first place you stop, right? But I would say that because I'm biased. So yeah, I think it is really important for us to be here. There's lots of financial services here, lots of fintechs, lots of innovation, lots of startups trying to break the mold in terms of what we do. So I think any company worth its salt who's got anything to do with fintech needs a presence in Manchester, and that's why we opened our office here. That's why we're excited to be here. So we've got a lot of, like I said, a lot of companies we want to work with, a lot of partners. There's a lot of obviously great talent in the region that's already very experienced in fintech and financial services, and the universities as well. We've got some brilliant universities here for CS and data skills, and fintech research centers at these universities as well. So we're looking to work with great people in Manchester, find some amazing clients and help them solve problems, and also hire some of the great talent as well.
Yeah, ambitious plans, it sounds like, on that front as well. You think you're planning to hire, 100 people in Manchester, something like that?
Yeah, go big or go home, right? So yeah, we look, it's a big number, and to be quite honest, I've worked in consultancy for a while now, and if I had a pound for every time a client of mine had said we're going to come into Manchester and hire 100 people, I'd have probably 50 quid. So yeah, there's plenty of people trying to do what we're doing, and it's not just consultancies, right? Tech in general in Manchester is incredibly hot. You speak to anyone who deals with property management, and they're all talking to tech companies, right? Well, everyone's after office space, and a lot of it's tech companies. So yeah, it is a big number. We've made a great start. The team, I myself joined in January. But the team prior to me who were running this got off to a great start. So we've got about 30 colleagues now based in the Manchester office, or certainly contracted to the Manchester office, which is brilliant. So 7 more to go this year, and I'm pretty confident we'll do it, to be honest with you. I think our proposition is that we're going to reveal more of in the coming months is exciting for people. But yeah, we're looking forward to working with people like North Coders and things like that as well in the region, for sure. But yeah, it's a tough market out there, but yeah, I'm pretty confident we can do it.
Well, let's move on then. So, and maybe some of this can kind of feed into some of that talent acquisition. But what specific initiatives will GFT be bringing to Manchester?
Sure. Yeah. So, I think GFT, what GFT is known for in the sector where it is known is helping large fintechs with a lot of both legacy problems, which are rife in fintech and financial services, as we all know, but also helping them at the other side as well with the innovative ideas and problem solving. And I do think Manchester, the talent that we hire in Manchester is going to play a role in both of those kind of objectives. So we will continue to work with some of the larger clients that we have, and we'll put some of our Manchester people into those clients to help them with these really tough problems that have been giving them headaches for years. But at the same time as well, we really want to push the creative problem solving. So we will be creating an offering centered, or we would use Manchester rather as our center of gravity for what's called our design studio offering. It's something that we offer. We're trying to grow globally, but in the UK, Manchester will be the center of gravity for that offering, which is all around design thinking, building MVPs, rapid learning, going from customer or business problem to viable solution as quickly as possible with as much learning as possible is something that we really want to sort of use Manchester to be a catalyst for that kind of work.
Brilliant. Well, I guess kind of flowing on from that then, what problems and issues do GFT solve for your clients? And I guess, thinking about fintechs as well.
Yeah, and we do a whole, I'm going to say this right, but we do a whole bunch of stuff, and quite often we'll listen to what our clients need rather than just what we can offer them. But at the same time, there are some repeating patterns. Legacy systems are not in financial services are a big problem, and still are. But not just, and that's not just from a tech point of view, right? There's plenty of big ugly mainframes still hanging about the place, and plenty of people who are still on local infrastructure who need to get to the cloud. Yeah. GFT is really good at helping people do that and modernize their business. But it's not just the infrastructure side, right? There's the problem side as well. How do we move quickly? How do we adapt to customers' changing needs? So we do a lot of that as well, listening to what our clients and their customers are both wanting and needing, and trying to help them sort of move the needle on that as well. And that could be new technologies. It could also just be new ways of working, right? So we work in like many places, we work in agile methodologies, finding the right one for the client, right? There's no one size fits all. And it's about helping people sometimes with just the mindset of how to learn and move quickly, as well as picking the right technology.
Brilliant. So listen, we're really excited to have you as formally as a partner. I was speaking in Belfast earlier on this week, and I was able to put the GFT logo up on screen, which was really exciting. Just want to ask you a question a little bit about the FinTech North community. Then, how do you see, what benefits do you see as being part of the FinTech North community, and how can we leverage that community and work together?
Yeah. I think it has to be a two-way street, certainly. So from the community, the selfish answer is obviously we'd like to meet and discuss issues with potential clients in the region. I'd love to hear about some of the challenges that clients or fintechs in the Northwest have, the problems that they're facing, really tap into that. And see what we can do if we can help them in any way. Obviously, that as a consultancy, that's what we do. So very much looking to get into that side of the fintech community. But also, it's really important that we give back as well. And I don't just mean selling our services. One of the sort of mantras of the regional growth plan that I'm pushing is to contribute back. So what are the wider things that fintech plays a part in? What are the Greater Manchester, for example? And it's not just Greater Manchester, right? The Northwest or FinTech North is a much bigger region than just the Northwest. But for example, Greater Manchester Combined Authority have specific goals, and we all sit within that, right? So how can fintech and financial services play a part in helping some of those wider goals, be it the skills gap, the green agenda, what is it really? And I think it would be great if we could contribute back via the FinTech North community to any sort of contributions, meetups, group thinking, anything that's going to actually, it goes a bit above and beyond that people are genuinely interested in doing. I would love to see us do that. We're appointing some community leaders within our team, for example, to try and find these things and these events and get out there. And that's going to be their objective, is to get us contributing back as well as doing what we do professionally.
Brilliant. Well, listen, I can only implore anybody in the community to reach out to you, Pete, and also I'm really looking forward to working with you and the team and coming up with some interesting, innovative joint activity in future as well. So that's a question about FinTech North. Let's talk about the sector more generally then, just to kind of finish up. What for you are the most interesting elements of FinTech, and that might inspire some of the community to get out and reach out and start a conversation about some of this. But yeah, what are the most interesting elements of FinTech for you?
It's quite a few, to be honest with you. In terms of FinTech itself, there's a lot of hard problems, right? FinTech in some way touches nearly everyone and every business, and it's so ingrained in everything that we do that I think it has a role to play, a very broad role to play. So there's some big problems to fix out there, right? And there's some big challenges. There's digital inclusivity to think about, just to name one, right? Where everyone's running ahead with the whole digital first, right? That's what we do. All our services are digital first now, and that's great, right? And we need to do that, but there's a big question mark over inclusivity, a massive assumption that everyone has access to this. And that's not the case, right? And so there's some tough problems to think about out there, and we need to keep the customer at the center of those. So I'm really interested in that world of, you know, big problems, challenges, things that we need to think differently about, rather than you know, using traditional mindsets that might be a bit might not work as well. So anything that's a tough problem excites me, but it's really the fact that the reach of fintech is so wide, and it touches everything that we do in pretty much everyone's life is in some way involved. Certainly, you know, money makes the world go round. It just does, right? So anything financial is going to touch everyone and everything in some way. So I think that's a fascinating. It gives you such a scope of problems and such a scope of challenges that personally I think that's really, really interesting. It's why I like working in both tech and fintech for those challenges, to be honest with you.
Well, couldn't agree more, Pete. Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, look forward to working with you in the future over the next year or so.
Brilliant. Pleasure, Joe. Thanks very much.